Amy, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to let you take it away then whenever you're ready.
All right, perfect. Do we have, I can't see who's here, so do we have people in the call?
Yep, yeah, it looks like we have 5 people registered, and it looks like we have 5 attendees right now.
Excellent. All right, hi everyone. My name is Amy Durth, CSEP. I am your current certification committee chair. And on the phone we have Tori as well from ILEA headquarters. And she is our HQ CSEP guru. It's a lot of letters there. Real quick, how to use this on your right side of your screen, you should have a little chat window. If you have questions during this, please throw your questions right there in the chat window, and you can even say a little hello, like, hey everyone. So that way we know that you are here and you can be heard and all of that, because I don't think you can talk at the same time to us. So so that is there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk through the Certified Special Event Professional Training and Grader Training. And basically, we're just going to talk through a few different notes and how to be a good CCP and kind of how to grade your exam and things like that. So we're going to get through a lot today, and it'll be probably about 20, 25 minutes, depending on how many questions we have. So webinar rules, we have a few things. Number one is if you are on your cell phone or your office phone or any regular phone versus talking or listening through your computer, please mute your line because we will, I believe everyone's muted right now, but just in case, we can hear all your backgrounds if not. If you need to put us on hold to do anything, just log off and come back, because when you put us on hold, it does this weird music and then everyone here listens to your hold music. If you have some major questions, just hold on to the end or throw it in the chat and we will address them as we go as much as we can. But we try to cover pretty much everything in this talk. If you have questions, it says email Renee Woods. She is actually no longer with ILEA HQ. That would be Tori, and her email's on the first page here. If you need to talk to her, or you are welcome to email me, whichever one you would like. There's plenty of people here to help you. So diving in, first and foremost, I do have to remind you as a CSEP, everything does need to remain confidential. So anything we talk about here in the webinar, especially the exam content, like particular questions, styles, the profiles, any of that has to remain confidential. We don't want to release that information and then, you know, compromise the exam. So it's really important that we all do that. What we're going to go through, we're going to talk about the test development, kind of how we got to where we are. We're going to talk about what candidates go through. We're going to talk about grading, and we're going to talk about your responsibility as a CSEP. And let's dive in. So basically, there's like a 5-stage program to be able to get to the point of having the CSEP exam. Now, in that 5 stages, this is not something that happened in like 2 months. This is something that has happened over years, and it is constantly updated, scrutinized, and reviewed to, you know, confirm the validity of this exam. So the first thing we did was the job analysis study. Basically, what that was is pretty much, it's our foundation. It's what we looked at to be able to understand how our industry works, what does our job is compromised of. So we went through and we kind of defined all of the different things that contribute to being an event professional. And that is a list known as a KSA, so knowledge, skill, and abilities. And that list was developed over years, and it was created by SMEs, subject matter experts, which you as a CCP are now considered a subject matter expert. So these subject matter experts developed the KSAs in this study, and then we used those to create what you guys know as the content outline. And that pretty much is that list for us that tells us, what do we do in our job? What is an event professional? And we're so awesome, it takes like 3 pages to define us, which is pretty cool. So once we had the content outline, which is, again, a list that we do reference frequently, and it's one that we also review frequently, we basically took that and created questions based on the content outline to create what you know as the CSEP exam today. Now, those questions are, they call them items, but I mean, to you and I, they're questions. Those questions are reviewed regularly, and when we put them into an exam, they are also weighted by SMEs, so fellow CSEPs, to basically say how easy or challenging that particular question is. And they're giving a score of 1 to 3, and that is how we come up with the scale score that we have. So moving forward, once we kind of had all of those, we compiled the test and we sent it off to SMT. SMT is Shorter Measurement Technologies. They are our administrator for the exam, and they analyze it. They do this huge psychosomatic analyzation with all of these huge words that if you read their contract, it takes a dictionary to get through it. But they go through and they really review everything and make sure that something as simple as acronyms, making sure those are spelled out, making sure that as much of the language in English can be used in different countries as well. We do only offer the exam in English, but for those that might be English speaking in a different country, we want to make sure that that language is pretty clean for us. So once all that was done, we have our exam, and it's done. And we've been doing this now for quite a few years, which is great. And so now you as a CSEP, your responsibility is to grade the exam. The candidates will go, they will sit, they take the multiple choice, as you know, they will take the essay. The multiple choice is graded by a computer, but the essay is graded by SMEs like you. And it's important that we remain objective and really try to look at these answers and make sure we're objective, make sure that we look at them and basically just be very fair, unambiguous, as you can see, specific, free from subjectivity. These are very strong, important words when you're grading to be aware of. So every exam is rated by 3 people, 3 CSEPs, I apologize. And how it works, and you're going to see some screenshots later, but how it works is you're going to see the question that the candidate was asked, you're going to see the answer that the candidate gave, and then the grading system is going to ask you a question as the grader. Did this person say X? And you are to say yes or no. So we tried to make this as unambiguous as possible, like very clear cut. And when you go to grade your first exam, you will see how clear cut it actually is. So when you log in, this is what you're going to see. Now, in order to grade, you have to obviously go through this webinar. As soon as this webinar is complete, within about 24 to 48 hours, you will be certified to grade. And when you receive an email to grade an exam, it's going to have a link in it, and it will have your login and your password. So you'll click the link, put in your login name, put in your password, and it will take you to this screen right here. And you're going to click on Rate an Exam. And there's your login and password screen. And then this is kind of what the back end of the questions look like. As you can see the question that was asked to the candidate. You can see the candidate's response. On the top left where it says Show Event Profile, that's where you can see which event profile that they chose, and all of the details that go with it. And this yellow box is where you're going to live. And it straight up says, did they say X, Y, Z? And gives examples of those X, Y, Z. And your job is to say yes or no. So as a reminder, in case some of you haven't had your exam in a while, when the candidate is taking the essay portion, they are given 2 profiles they can choose between. I believe there's a corporate, there's a social, there's a wedding, there's a fundraiser. I'm not sure how many other profiles there are, but it does give a list of parameters It gives a lot of information about the event, and if you've just taken your exam, I'm sure you remember. And it's important that the answers to the essay questions match this event profile. We have had in the past some people make up their entire new event that they answered the questions to, but that is not what they're instructed to do. You are to answer the questions based on the profile that is provided. So, example, the candidate question identifies strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat presented by the current event parameters, assess at least 2 potential risks, and determine how an event professional might limit exposure. The question that you are asked is, did the candidate correctly identify an applicable strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat? You don't have to judge the validity or the how perfect of a strength it is, but if they did state an applicable strength, it may not be the best strength that you would choose, but if it is an applicable strength, then you would say yes, and then you would move on. So just a few things to remember while you're grading. Use the criteria given to you. They are to be evaluated together. So the candidate's response has to match the question that you are answering, because there are some candidate responses that may have multiple graders' questions to it. Or if it's required to list 7 items, you're going to be asked, did they list 1 of 7? Did they list 2 of 7, 3 of 7, and continuing? So make sure you pay attention, take an extra beat to get that. After you get through your first 2 of them, it becomes second nature, and you'll be able to figure that out. This third bullet's really important, and you'd be surprised how many times it happens. You cannot answer a question in a different question. So if question 3 asks you for a weakness, and you write the answer in question 5, it will be a wrong answer. It has to be answered in the specific question that's listed in front of you. We have had some in the past do an entire huge event design. They put in the answer in the first question, and then the rest are blank. And unfortunately, you do have to mark the rest of those blank ones as incorrect. This last thing is the most important thing. If you think you know the person that is answering that exam, maybe it's one of your friends that you decide to have a discussion with about it, please X out and opt out of grading. The whole point of this is that you do not know whose exam you are grading, okay? So, as a reminder, SMT will send you an email with the login and the password. Make sure that your email is updated with ILEA headquarters, and more importantly, in your ILEA profile. If you are a non-ILEA member, then you would have to email us in your current contact information. You can access this through your own computer. You don't need to go somewhere special. You can do this. It's all web-based. You're going to hear it 100 times. Confidentiality must be maintained. That's really important. Don't tell anyone what's going on. Don't tell anyone how you're grading, especially candidates. We don't tell them. You have 48 hours to grade the exam. So what that means is you're going to get the email. You have 48 hours to accept to grade that exam. And I want to explain how important this is. Our April testing period, we had 33 candidates. That means 99 CSEPs had to grade exams in a timely manner. We only have 450 or 60 CSEPs. So if everyone said they were busy, which we all are, because we're CSEPs and we're awesome, we would basically be struggling to get graders. So it did take us a little while to get through the 33 exams that we had to grade this last round. So really, please, if you cannot grade the exam, do not feel guilty with saying no. I'd rather you say no than try to make it happen and wait till the 48th hour. Because if we have 7 people to the 48th hour, I mean, that's 2 weeks right there. It takes for 1/3 of an exam to be graded. So it's really important that we commit to these. The question I get asked a lot is how much time does it take to actually grade an exam? I can do it in about 20 minutes now. Your first exam is going to take a little bit longer because it takes a beat to understand how this works. But after you do it once or twice, you can get it down to 20 minutes, and it's very quick. Just so you know, you do have to grade 3 exams within 5 years in order to renew your CSEP. So please don't wait till the November before you're due, or the September before you're due, because there may not be an exam for you to grade. So just try to commit to those 3 exams in 5 years. It's really not that challenging. You can only grade 1 exam at a time. What that means is that if I have a request from SMT to grade an exam, if I am grading that, I can't be sent another one. And that exam cannot be sent to somebody else until it's been pulled away from me. So there is a little bit of a process to do this, which is why I'm asking you to be very sure if you're going to be grading to actually get it done. All right, moving forward. How can I be the best CSEP I can be? I have made this huge list. It's great. 1, be an advocate. I know as a CSEP and a leader, and hopefully your industry and your community, you are already this. But if you are not, you be an advocate. That means help those who are interested. Talk about the exam. Talk about what the CSEP is. Put it in your email signature. I actually am currently wearing a pullover that has my name on the sleeve, and it says Amy Dirk, CSEP on the sleeve. It doesn't sound like that would be anything, but I did have more than one person stop me to ask me what CSEP is, which is great. Wear your pins. So for new CCPs, you will be getting in the mail your CCP pin. Wear it. Wear it to ILEA meetings. Wear it to any networking meeting. Wear it anywhere you can. Put it on something that you can, that's, for men, maybe the lapel of your jacket, or women too, the lapel of your favorite suit coat. Wear it with pride. Rate exams. I think we covered that, but definitely rate the exams. You can rate more than 3, just so you know. It's actually wonderful. You get points to recertify, and those you can get extra points for grading 1 extra exam, I believe. So if you grade 4, you do get extra points. So rate exams. Keep in touch with us. This is really important. Make sure you keep your contact information with us. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going on in your life. We want to, know what's going on with your events. We want to see your events. We want to celebrate you because you're one of us now. Recertify every 5 years. The recertification process is something I do want to talk about real quick. Every 5 years, you have to do this. I have already started my recertification process, and I just recertified this past November. So what that is you do have to collect points. If you go to the ileahub.com/CSEP website, you can see how to recertify and how to collect those points over the years. You only need 25 points. If you are speaking, if you are attending conferences, if you are demonstrating the CSEP, anything like that, you get points for it. It is not hard to get points. If you are an ILEA member, I will tell you right now, you will get points so easy. But I would definitely, make yourself familiar with the process of how to recertify. Guide future CSEP candidates. So if there's someone that's interested in the exam, sit down with them. Talk to them about why you're a CCP and how it's helped you. Talk to them about, the process of taking the exam. Guide them to the website. All of those ways that you can help them. We do have brand champions that can help you with that as well. And we also have a Facebook group that you can be part of to ask questions on how to help future CSEP candidates. Let's see what else. 10 CSEP meetups. We are so excited that this year at ILEA Live, we have some CSEP moments that are happening. And you can attend and it be with other CSEPs from around the globe. Then what else? There's something else going on at ILEA Live that I'm all of a sudden forgetting. Oh, we have a really cool program that we're going to be doing that's for CCPs only, and that information is going to be released very soon that we're very excited about. And if you're not a member of ILEA, consider joining. And please, we would love to meet with you and have, celebrate with you and be part of your life as well. That's pretty much it about the CSEP. Does anyone have any questions? You are welcome to put it right there in the chat, or I think there's a question thing. About how long does it take to grade the exam? I got you. It takes about 20 minutes after you've done it twice. So it's really not that bad. But the first time it's probably gonna take you about 30, maybe 40 minutes to do it. So just prepare for that just in case. Any other questions in here? I'm trying to pull up the chat and see. So no other questions. Well, I welcome all of you. If you are not in our Facebook group yet, please join. It's the official, I believe it's called the official Certified Special Event Professional Facebook group, and we want to have you come in there. And it's really going to be a fun place to be because we celebrate a lot. We share information. You hear about different events coming up, things like that. So we do use that as like one of our primary communications with the CSEP program. So please join it. And I think that's all I got. That's everything. Thank you all for joining the webinar. You are now all officially deemed ready to grade. And congratulations on receiving your CSEP exam, CSEP designation.
Thanks, everyone.